Usually my leveling build video drops sooner, but hey, I was on vacation recharging my Hakan batteries. But trust me, this one was worth the wait. Today we're diving into the Hydra and Firewall leveling build, and it's absolute monster. If you love watching entire build melt while you stay chill and safe, this one is for you. Let's go! Alright, let's jump straight into the action. This build revolves around two satisfying spells, Hydra and Firewall. With Firewall, you control space and literally burn everything standing on it. Then you summon your Hydra that keep attacking for you, letting you focus and movement positioning. They deal a ton of damage and burst, with the aspect of Serpentine. Run Flame Shield for immunity and healing, plus Ice Armor for mana sustain and defense. And we use also Familia plus Teleport for mobility. Familia will give you a lot of burst and sustain damage also. It's super smooth, you just set up the zone. As you can see here, the boss is just pretty one-shotted. You drop Hydras, set up the zone, and watch the entire screen vanish in flames. And with this build, I was Penitent at level 45, so you can run Penitent before level 60 easily. Watch this boss. We set up Hydras and Beam is just burning and going back to hell. So yeah, it's really smooth, it's really fast, it's really easy to use, it's fun to play, there is a lot of advantages, and this build is still the best leveling build for Sorcerer season after season. As you can see here, we just speed farm with 0 difficulty, and we just melt the entire screen with burn flames, Hydras, and all your summon to boost your DPS. Alright, so before we start, don't forget to drop a like and subscribe if you like my work and if you like this type of content. And as Diablo 4 and Mobilitic partner, you get all my build on Mobilitic. You have leveling build for each class, and I will put you more endgame build for the next. Alright, let's break down everything you need to copy this setup perfectly. I explain you the active skill on the action bar during this gameplay showcase just before, but the goal here is to have as much minion and invocation as possible. To keep this bonus permanently, Primordial Binding, 6x% summon damage, 6% movement speed, and 12% mana generation for each active summon up to 10 stacks. So this is why we play with Cosmic Anomaly, because it's summon piler, and we have also Familia, and we have also after 5 skill with runes, Wolves, as you can see here, plus Hydras, as you can see here. Now I'm at 12 stack. Alright, thanks to Circe, casting 5 skill, then become exhausted for 3 seconds, then you will cast 3 Wolf. But this is really strong for keep the bonus active. Let's check the next of the skill tree. We take Fireball just for enchantment. I will show you just right after. Elemental Dominance plus 12x increased damage when cast above 50 mana. We use Flame Shield, Teleportation, Ice Armor, really important, Shimmering Ice Armor to reduce cooldown for every 50 mana you spent, Shimmering Teleportation, movement speed, healing with Flame Shield, and Glass Cannon, more damage, but you take also a bit more damage. Hydra, we maximize Hydra. Familia here, invoked Familia, just 1 point in Alien Element, and we are just take 1 point in protection to active free barrier when we are using cooldown. For more defensive, 2 point here on mana shield, damage reduction, Primordial Binding, this is really huge. And we also maximize Firewall and enhance Firewall, then Wizard Firewall. You gain increased mana generation per active Firewall. So as you can see here, with Serpentine I burn all my mana, but with Firewall you will add a good mana sustain and a good mana regeneration. We are not using ultimate here, just really strong passive Elemental Synergy, 3% damage for each skill you have equipped on their type. This is why we use Shock, Frost, and Fire. Fury Surge, killing burning enemy, increase mana generation. Also, we deal more burning damage with Endless Fire, and this bonus is increased when your enemy are affected by more burning damage over time than their total life. Soulfire, your Pyromancy skill costs less mana and deal more damage, and we take just 1 point in Warms to have an active healing here. 3 point in Evocation, we gain 12% cooldown reduction, and finally the ultimate passive, the key passive, Combustion. Your burning effect deal 50 increased damage and an additional 20% damage of your burning damage, and damage to burning target bonuses up to 100%. This is huge. All right, so yeah, you are using your cooldown typically, and you are summoning and casting Conjuration. You need to reach this 12 stack here and you are fine, my friend. And this damage and burn is really amazing now. Now the enchantment, Fireball enchantment, when you kill an enemy they explode, and that's create a chain reaction of fire and death. Alright, and we are also using Familiar enchantment because each time you summon a Conjuration you have 25% chance to summon a Familiar of the same element. So let's check this. For example, I cast one Familiar, alright, and now I will just summon Hydras. And as you can see, Hydras spawn also other Familiar. This is so huge. Now let's check the Horadric Spellcraft. We are using Cosmic Anomaly because it gives you 5 invocation. So this is so huge. And while at 5 anomaly, you are unstoppable, and you deal also explosion if you bind this, for example, for a big burst with Hydra. As you can see here now, they all explode and deal massive damage. For the infusion, we are using, of course, Smoldering Ember because it's fire damage, so huge with damage bonus. And then I don't have all unlocked, but for the Arcana, we are using Bloody Charm because it's just 20% attack speed for free, so this is really great. And we have also in Arcana Luminous Gem because we will daze enemy, and Trendulous Bundle because we will immobilize enemy. And alright, this is so huge because if you get lucky and if you have Aspect of Creeping Death, you deal 20% increased damage over time for each different quote control effect, and you will also deal more damage on bosses if they are stagger or unstoppable. So 20% increased damage for daze, plus 20% increased damage for immobilize, plus 20% increased damage because we slow enemy with Searing Rod, and also plus 20% damage because we can stun enemy. For example, you will teleport, then you cast a Familiar, and with a choke skill you will stun enemies. 80% damage for this moment. And we have also chill effect with Familiar after Ice Hammer if you want, and we have also frost effect with the rune. So this is why it's so huge to play all this crowd control effect with Aspect of Creeping Death. As I said, yeah, because with tool we invoke Frost Nova and we play with Neo tool because we will not take many damage, and after 2 seconds you will invoke the Frost Nova. Alright, now runes and gems. We are in leveling phase, and as I said, we are using CSA for more invocation with Wolf and Neo tool for Frost Nova, and that will help you to apply Vulnerable and Frost. And for gems, we are just using Amethyst for damage over time, Topaz for intelligent, then we are using Diamond for resistance of all element, or Skull if you want, but if you play with Disobedience or Juggernaut, you can swap. So Skull or Diamond on jewelry is great. Now let's check the gear and the aspect. I don't have all the aspect unlocked again, but the main aspect we want is of course Serpentine, because your Hydra will deal a ton of damage, and I like to use Engulfing Flame for more burning damage on Amulet. Battlecaster aspect is also great to add more ranks on your Conjuration, and Firestarter aspect for increased fire damage. And finally we are using Creeping Death for Horde synergy with crowd control with for example Searing Rod and the Horadric spelled Arcana. And Concentration will give you 25 damage reduction for 5 seconds after casting a Conjuration skill, and Disobedience for more armor. Now what gear we need? If you're lucky, Talrasha is amazing. If you're lucky, Ophidran Hydras as Amulet is amazing. If you're lucky, Azus Room as Boots is also great. Now, what's that we need? Cooldown reduction, ranks of Hydra on Helm, maximum life, armor, cooldown reduction, attack speed, movement speed are great stat. Attack speed, intelligence, core skill are the best stat you want. Maximum life also for most sustain and armor, and you have to be capped on armor. Movement speed on Boots, movement speed on Amulet, and for the staff, we use staff damage over time, intelligence, damage over time, maximum life. And don't forget one thing really important to temper. It's cheap and it's really strong to add more Hydras head. Cassid Hydras have +2 heads. Alright? 5 heads, ton of damage. It's as simple as this. Now for the Mercenary, we are using Subo, Molotov, and Scorched Heads is really strong because enemies will take from us plus 30% increased damage over time. Then we are using Explosive Charges for Thrill Seeker. Your active cooldown are reduced by 0.5 seconds when an explosive charge explodes. So this is really strong. And as reinforcement, we are using Vaiana that grants us attack speed when we cast any skill in combat. But I will put Hydra because I think it's better to maximize the burst. And now I will just let you with the entire gameplay showcase to show you how this build works and burn everything. Alright, now the elixir, you just have to craft the attack speed one. I don't remember the name, but attack speed is really great as elixir. And yeah, don't forget to use all your cooldown. And if you want perfect fit DPS with Creeping Death, don't forget to cast sometimes Lightning Familiar or Cold Familiar. But Fire Familiar is also great. If you don't want oversync, your DPS will be enough. So yeah, the goal here is to maximize Conjuration and Summon. 10 stack is the maximum. Then you will put some Firewall, and when you are full mana you can put one Hydra and refresh your Hydra for maximum damage. Alright, So in the nuts, you have the strengths and weaknesses, massive AoE and consistent damage, and it's even strong as single target. Hydras and firewalls melt everything. Grand defense, flame shield, ice armor, you stay alive easily with a good aspect, but no aspect required. It's ultra strong from level 1, even if you're naked. It's really fun to play, really easy to use. There is no really weaknesses, just positioning is key early on. If you have elites that run really fast, you just have to run around your firewall and let Hydra burn everything, but there is no problem. It's just a little weakness at the very first start. But this build is S plus tire, my friend. And that's it, your Hydra and Firewall leveling build is finally here. Sorry again for the delay, but hey, vacation are important too, right? And for the next day, we will go deeper dive into the endgame transition or the final setup. Smash that like button if you enjoy and don't forget to subscribe. Until next time, stay in fire, stay unstoppable, and keep melting them all. See you in Sanctuary.